Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT news and plenty going on ahead of the open qualifiers beginning in just a few days time. Version 1 have confirmed their plans, what they want to do. Wardell is coming into the team. Wippie has his visa confirmed, but he will not be playing in the first open qualifiers for reasons we shall discuss. Very much intrigued to get thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new as always, I would greatly appreciate it. Really upset the channel. Thank you very much indeed for doing that. So many new subs the last few days, honestly. It's just crazy day by day. Firstly, to discuss real quick, Fade, of course. She arrives, I believe, today, along with all the other updates. The Jet nerf, the Sova nerf, all of it's coming through. Now, of course, Fade is an interesting agent, kind of like a horror agent at times as well, with these howlers she can throw out that kind of follow the trails of the players that have been tagged. Going to be tough to deal with, going to be an interesting one. But this is also something they are trialing, is Cascade Agent Select. So right now, of course, you go into the game, there's the Instalock Jets, the Instalock Chambers. You guys know how it works. Now, what they're planning to do, seemingly, is experimenting with a Cascade system, where effectively player number 1 gets 10 seconds or so to pick their agent. They can have free reign in it, think about it for 10 seconds, then pick their agent. Then player 2 gets to do the same thing. This is of course very much still in development, but this is an idea that they want to do to kind of prevent the instalock stuff coming through. At the same time though, does this actually make things better or worse? Because if someone is going to interlock, at least hopefully they actually are good with or quite like that agent, right? Because especially in the lower ranks, there is the risk here that the only agents that a particular player is good at or likes get taken before they actually get to choose, right? I'm not even sure how this will work out over time, right? Is it just randomized who gets 1 to 5? If I got 5 one game, do I get that player 1 the next game, right, and get to choose from all the agents? It's an interesting decision, and there's definitely been a lot of talk about this because, Liquid Seth reckons it's an awful idea, but Ether reckons it could be a good one. So that's the thing. In kind of higher elo games, towards Immortal Radiant, probably not so much of a big deal because the players are probably more versatile, but towards the lower end, it's probably probably a bit of an issue, to be honest. So we'll see how it goes. Vanity says, feel like this will make team comps in ranked even worse than they were before, right? So we'll see if they kind of roll this out all across the board, whether Cascade Agent Select is a good idea in Valorant. I guess that remains to be seen, but definitely intrigued your perspective on it in the comment section below. Let's talk real quick some rostermania stuff then, because the big talk of the last 24 hours, Ascend and Giants have actually reached an agreement to do a trade. So Monster is coming to Ascend, Killers is going to Giants, it seems. Ascend, of course, the world champions from, December. Really is crazy how these few months have gone in the Valorant world. Ascend have blown up their team, Monster's coming in now, they've got some other players potentially on the horizon as well. Apparently Giants are going to get paid an additional 15k on top of the acquisition, but effectively a trade is going down over these coming days. So interesting stuff. Ascend making some moves to try and get back to the top. I think even cNed was kind of implying lately he wishes that he might have done something different, because after Champions there was some rumors 100 Thieves were trying to buy him out. He decided to stay. If he had have gone to 100 Thieves, who knows what could have happened, right? But of course they've got their roster of 5 that they're comfortable with moving forward as well. We did discuss Sentinels yesterday as well, with Kanpeki coming into their team. There's some rumors they might have been looking pretty much better behind the scenes right now, but of course that was at Scrimming version 1, it seemed yesterday, when Zelsis had a few words to say on it. And of course version 1 might not be playing right now with their full strength roster, but Jova, he's going to join Accrue instead. He's coming into the Accrue lineup in place of Kanpeki, of course, so we'll see how they do online. But let's talk about version 1. So this is really the big topic of the day, that a few days ago the rumor had it Wardell was practicing with version 1, was kind of potentially standing in for them, and the rumor had it at the time that they want to keep Wippie on the team, of course. They even had to stand in with him. I think it was Iceland last year when they had to get it standing in place of Wippie because he tested positive, I believe. But that was the thing, is Wardell going to join version 1 full time? I think he said on his Instagram that he's just kind of subbing in for now, but has something pretty big in the works in terms of content creatorship or whatever it's going to be. But he is subbing in for version 1. He did say at the time that that's fake news and that's not going on, but turns out that is exactly the case, as it kind of got rumored yesterday that Wardell has been signed as a temporary stand-in for Wippie, who is unable to participate due to visa issues. Wippie is a Russian player. That's not going to be so ideal as the state of the world right now with the invasion of Ukraine, to actually get the visa he needs to get to the States to compete, right? A lot of issue for a lot of athletes and, e-athletes, I guess, or, just players in general, actually making this work. We've seen what's happened with a lot of the organizations, right? Gambit, M3C as they're now known, how easy it's going to be for them to travel, get out of the country. These type of issues are, real serious complications in the world right now, right? And that's the thing, if you have Russian players in your team, it's kind of what Fnatic did with Dephh. They probably looked the best they've looked in a very long time. When Dephh came into their lineup online, they couldn't play with him, of course, at the Masters, and due to additional complications and kind of concerns that he wouldn't be able to travel and stuff, they just effectively got rid of him from the team because it was too much of a risk that they weren't willing to take. Now, version 1 even confirmed this last night, I believe, in this tweet, Valorant update. They have signed Wardell as a temporary stand-in for Wippie. This temporary roster change is due to a visa-related circumstance, and it is our intention for Wippie to rejoin the roster when he is able to do so. V1 will share updates and such. It's this was kind of the team as it stands right now. So Penny, Effies, Xander, Zelsis, Travis, and Wardell. So 4/5 actually Canadian as it stands right now. So Wardell will be stepping in for the first open qualifier they play. As Wippie though says yesterday that he's kind of got perfect timing on this. Got my American visa approved today. Can't wait to come back to the US and play with my favorite teammates. The problem is for version 1 that there's only 2 chances to qualify for challenges once again, and well, they won't be there guaranteed. He replies right here, I will not be playing at the first qualifier. I haven't played Valorant in 4 weeks. That's quite something, right? So he doesn't want to come back in and just go straight into this qualifier. And of course, whether he could even get to the US in time, that's another question. But he's going to have to get out there within a few days, play a fair bit of Valorant, and get ready to go for the second qualifier. If he needs to play the second qualifier, because of course with Wardell, they could just qualify straight up first time around. Valenti seems to be happy with his return. He says, well, he just tweets this out, to be honest, like win rates back in, I guess, the CSGO days. FPL NA winner, April 2019. Obviously a crucial member of this version 1 squad, and the roles with Wardell and the team don't seem to make all that much sense, to be honest. So it's interesting whether this team will be good enough to qualify as they currently are, especially if Sentinels kind of destroyed them a couple of days ago in Scrim. So this is the North American Challenges. The first open qualifier begins tomorrow, where version 1 do have a bye to the round of 32. So I guess they'll have to play firstly on April the 29th or something, but that might be too late still for Wippie to actually get out there and play, and probably doesn't want to. Thing is though, are version 1 going to be good enough to go through this bracket with Wardell? Like, if Wardell isn't perfectly suited to the team, and even with Wippie, right, even with your full strength roster, a team that went 5-0 last stage in challenges before failing at the playoffs, these online qualifiers, these like open bracket qualifiers are just super tough, right, to make it all the way through. They do have the bye to the round of 32, but like they're going to have to make a serious run here, right? And that's the thing, if they fail to qualify with Wardell, then just a few days later on May the 5th, that's their second and last chance, right? So they have to qualify through one of these two. Obviously, they are hopeful that with Wardell they'll be able to do so, but it might take until Wippie's return on May the 5th, right? That's the thing, like there's so many teams. You've got version 1, let's just have a quick scroll through it, at least of the teams that already have the bye, right? We've got Evil Geniuses having the bye. There's some good teams that also don't have the bye that you guys will be able to see on the left-hand side, but the Knights, of course, T1 are here. We've got a NRG with the bye. We'll discuss them right here in a second. Sonics, of course, pretty good team. Luminosity have the bye after they qualified last time. Gen.G, pretty solid squad. We've got 100 Thieves, of course, getting through as well. TSM are here. They've been looking very good online. Sentinels, like only 4 of all of these teams will qualify from the first qualifier. And then, well, you have FaZe, of course, the kind of former Rise team. They've taken some upgrades through. And out of all of these squads, only 4 qualify for the first one, only 4 qualify for the second one. Will version 1 with the stand-in be good enough to do that? Will they require Wippie to come back? And even then, the pressure is massively on, right? And that's the thing. This is a pretty crazy clip from Som. Might finish out the video with here for you guys today. But as Ethan says, if we lose a single round of this qualifier, I'll be shocked, right? Just based on this performance. But yeah, NRG, of course, are going to have to turn it around as well. Like, there's so much pressure on these teams, to be honest. Like, they just made massive roster changes, a lot of them. And then now they have to qualify through an open qualifier in an absolute gauntlet of a bracket. This I thought was really cool, actually, here as well from Jovi, the former head coach of 100 Thieves. He's now been working with the Optic guys this major. He gets this on his profile, Optic Jovi GG, 2022 VCT Masters Reykjavik winner. That was really cool. Like, even FNS is like, how did you even get that before me, right? I'm a player. You were kind of our like last minute coach and you somehow get it before me. Pretty interesting stuff. This is also very interesting also because, well, the meta certainly in terms of controllers has changed very dramatically over these last several months. Astra and Viper, of course, dominant forces in the meta at Champions last year and Stage 3 Masters Berlin, for example. This time, though, a very different story. Astra and Viper, of course, still used a fair bit at Masters Reykjavik, but, Brimstone and Omen coming into the meta much more than they were, for example, at Champions, right? Some good changes, maybe a bit more time. We'll take this even further in the right direction. We saw a fair bit of Omen this event and Brimstone as well, which certainly was good to see. And, the less Astra, the better, at least in my opinion. These some beautiful cards here from Lionman as we kind of close out the video, of course, well, the Champions team being Optic. The stats are absolutely wonderful. The overall numbers, like Marv to me, yeah, certainly the MVP. The KD for Ye especially was just absurd. Kills per round, average, deaths per round, also ridiculous. Shows the agent on here as well. Of course, the record of the team was great. They lost that first game they played to Xerxes. They lost in their winners finals to, of course, Loud. Then they went on to beat them again regardless. Like, the assist per round pretty low for Ye, but, to be honest, expected because how many assists this guy getting? He's just getting all the kills. And this clip from Som just to finish out the show once again. But very much intrigued to your thoughts on all this stuff in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, hit on the like button and tell us your YouTube gods this is a good video. I'd also like you should see it as well. And I've grown the competitive Valorant community. Thank you for watching as always. Take care of yourselves. And I will see you next time.
Stairs. Cancel open, no, cancel. Outside.
Last player standing. Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Okay, close.
It's like, hey, keep doing that. You gotta try and make it work. Look at the patience.
Got the planner.
Wait,
Vic.
Nice. Finds it, denies it.
Nice.
Alright,
dog.
Nice.
This guy usually lurks mid.
Good.
Bro.
I went into a smoke and just killed him. No, that was huge.
FNS, where are you in this? And you're dead. They are just swinging him down. Crashy's desperate to try and do it. But now time. Has he bought enough
Wow.
time?
Respect to them.
Just gonna hold this down as best they can. And
Oh my God, God bless
won.
America.
We won. We won.
God bless America.
Crashes, right? Yeah.
Be man. Be man.
B main.
Player noted.
I have contact. I have contact.
Yeah, I'm picking off you.
Still a little bit
Yes,
of time
Viper
to
ult.
play with here.
Nice, let's go. Cross off
Oh,
yellow.
where,
Cross off
where?
yellow. Yellow.
Dangerous. I thought
Was that not the best call you guys have ever heard in your lives?
Great, bro. Let's go, bro.
DRX now starting to build.
Kill one.
their way
They're
back
slow,
in.
they're slow.
Yeah, you're gonna collect
Kill
those
two.
butts. Danger
Hold,
man
hold, guys,
down.
hold.
Yeah, he
Shot spotting.
finds another.
Behind. I'm behind.
An
Gun out,
optic,
John. Gun out, John.
sending him up. Look at Marv. The timing's gorgeous. The shots are there.
He's right here,
He's
on the
not
right. Yep, on the right. Look right.
The music. It's a 1v5. This man's good.
Let
That good. Optic out